Hello again, this is Gary Roquemore, special edition for my people for David Rambo. We're looking at Wayne County, which is supposed to be able to create programs for the seniors, have programs for the poor, and they basically sponsor a lot of government programs. My question is, when you have somebody ahead of a program and they mess up, you remove them. You ask for their resignation. Robert Cano is ahead of this program, and he's made more than one mistake. And he shoves it off and shrugs his shoulders and, well, you know, bad day, hair day, whatever day. But when you're looking at $100 and some million when you're building a jail, blew to the wind, then you say, oh, we're going to sell it to somebody. Again, there's no guarantee someone's going to buy it. And if they do buy it, they're not going to recoup. Well, we're not going to recoup our losses, I don't believe. But is it criminal or is it just bad management? Some people would say that our government officials lose millions and millions and millions of dollars for us, and they're not accountable for it. If they blow the money, they go home and have a good sleep. They have a good beer or a glass of wine and their nice fancy car. I'm not saying that basically Wayne County needs another leader and for the commissioner, but maybe they do. How many times can you mess up in a top organization or corporation and not be replaced? Even in sports, if the coach messes up too many times, they replace him. And it's time that we start replacing some of these bad officials that have been voted in, and you can't get them out, and they're not held responsible. You know, even doctors are held responsible for bad operations. Everybody is held responsible, but who? Some of our politicians. As citizens, we must not be so lenient and let people get away with murder. Your money is important to you. And that's why we don't have any, because a lot of bad decisions of loans being given to friends that never have to pay back, and buildings and structures and highways are started and never finished. How do we get our refund? We will look into a lot more with our public officials with a closer eye now. We should have started looking when people were given giant salaries and upgrades and promise of getting money, and them trying to hide the fact and firing people. They had to hire them back and stand up with their contract. Well, maybe the FBI needs to take a closer look at some of this financial juggling that's going around. So keep the faith, people. Let us stay wise when it comes to your taxpayers' money. Again, there is a commission, Wayne County Commissioners, and they handle a lot of our problems throughout the city and state. They handle, I believe, $2.3 billion yearly, easy. And this again goes for roads, sewage, lights, senior programs, youth programs, and a lot of other things that we need. We never visit any of these places to see our politicians at work. You need to find out who's in your district. Give them a call and say, hey, I'd like to come down to one of the public meetings that you have. And they would love to have you. I've been told by a lot of the commissioners, they want you to come down to give them input. So, as good citizens of Detroit, good citizens of the state, come on down and say hello to your Wayne County Commissioner, and say hello to Robert. He'd like to hear from you. Wow, school taxes. Let's charge the citizens school taxes. Wow. Over the last 3 decades, we've been promised that if we would pass mills and vote them in, that our children in our public school system would be taken care of. What do you mean you don't believe that? Well, yeah, we were told also that part of the lottery money would be going to the schools. Now, they're saying, well, we don't have enough money for roads and schools, and we want to hike the mills up again and charge you more money. Well, that's like a citizen putting his finger out, and somebody smashing one with a hammer. Says, hey, did that hurt? Of course it hurt. Well, no, next time it won't. You stick it out there again, bam! Yes, it hurts. We as taxpayers love our school system and we love our children. We want them educated, but we don't want to be lied to about where and how that money is being used. Still today, we don't have records to show exactly where all those mills went. The question is, show us the money. We'd like to know and see on a written document where and what schools are getting and how much they're getting and what districts are getting this money. Is the money going out to heaven, up in the air, disappearing? Or is it going into another road project or some secret project we don't know about? We need to find out. Why? Because if we look at the years that billions of dollars of money being promised, and we've given with all our heart. You said, well, how have we given? Well, they wanted to increase the taxes on cigarettes, the taxes on alcohol, the taxes on gas. And this is what they're talking about again. They're even talking about increasing the 6% tax. We need to wake up. You know, we're being taxed on top of tax on top of tax. You know, if you put your money after you work for it and pay your taxes into a bank, well, then they turn around and tax that money that you got in the bank. So, when do we get stopped being taxed on top of tax, and is it legal? Well, you're not supposed to be taxed unless it's voted upon. And now the Senate and House are starting to put that implement that procedure so you will not miss a beat. You're going to vote on it. So they said, hey, 2013 we won't get it on the ballot, but 2014 we're going to get it on the ballot. Tax, tax, tax. Wake up, citizens. Nobody wants to keep sticking their fingers out and getting them smashed. The more taxes we pay, the less services we get. And we have a school service that you can raise your child yourself. Home schooling. You're still governed by the school board. This is from K-12, from 1 to 12th grade. If you're afraid that your child is going to be accosted in the bad streets, or the teachers aren't right, you're afraid of disease or even any type of danger, home schools are still legal in Michigan. Well, do you get taxed for that? I'm sure we do. But we have alternates and all types of things that we can do. We have to start using those resources. And to find out about the school self-teaching or homeschooling that is on the internet, Board of Education, you just buzz them up and they'll fill you in about schooling your own child. Again, we're talking about taxes. And when do we stop? When do we get a break? When do we take a breath of fresh air? Well, we're going to look at our next series, the lottery. We were promised that if we had a lottery, our schools and roads and things would be taken again. So, again, this is a special edition for my people, Project BAIT. My name's Gary Roquemore. Thank you so much.